Thank you very much. Members of the media, can you leave? Members of the media, can you please leave? Thank you very much. Honorable members, we do have interpretation services for the English channel. You can use channel number 1, Sesotho and Setswana, channel 4, isiZulu and isiXhosa, channel 3, Afrikaans, channel 2, Shivenda and Shitsonga, channel 5. The sign language will be provided in front and TV screens. Thank you very much. I now call on the Premier, Honorable Panyaza Andrek Lesufi, to address the House.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oi, oi, Gauteng, oi, oi. Oi, oi, Gauteng, oi, oi. Siphi Spani. Siphi Spani. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Kindly accept my apology, Madam Speaker.
Let's hear the point of order.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Our point of order is on Rule 92. We want to call Section 3. We want to call on the presence of unauthorized militia and battalions of Premier Lesufi and members of the ANC who have seated outside, who are not supposed to be entered this house or this building. That is the point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, thank you
They
very
are
much.
inside the building and they are participating, and as expected in their caucuses, they are clapping hands.
Thank you very much. Colleagues, can you sit down? Honorable Makwala, can you sit down? I want to rule on that matter.
But you did not allow the Premier to sit down when I was calling a point of order. Let me start my point of order again, and we follow the rule. You allow the Premier to sit down, and I proceed.
You are not
Honorable Makwala,
Premier.
can you sit down?
No, treat me the same way you are treating the Premier.
You are not Premier.
Treat me the same way you are treating the Premier. I am not Premier, I am a member of this House.
Yeah, sit down.
Honorable
Duly
Makwala,
elected by the residents of Gauteng.
Sit down. Sit down.
Premier should have sat down before I raised the point of order. You did not apply that order. Do not be selective.
Honorable Makwala, I'm presiding and I want to rule on the matter. Can you sit down?
But when I raised the point of order, you did not tell the Premier to sit down.
I want to respond.
When I raised the point of order, you did not allow the Premier to sit down. The rules of the House must also apply to the Premier.
How do I tell the Premier when we are still speaking?
You did not call the Premier to sit down when I was raising the point of order.
How
Then
do I
sit for
address?
You should have ruled.
Then sit for
You should
supper.
have ruled on the mat and allowed the Premier to sit down when I raise a point of order, because I'm also a member of this House. We are not going to be intimidated by Mapanya and the military battalion of Premier Lesotho. They are not members of this House and they are not going to participate. They are supposed to go to the communities and prevent crime, as they were deployed to do that. What are they doing in this House? There is no one who's going to save Premier Lesotho in this House. Not even the green beans.
Abahlale phansi. Thank you, honorable members. Thank you. Can we all sit down, please? Guests, can you sit down? Can we all sit down? There was a point of order raised, and I need to respond to the point of order. But it will be difficult for me to respond while all of you are talking at the same time. Please allow me time to do my job, please. Honorable members, Honorable Makwala has raised a point of order pointing to a fact that in the House there are people.
We are going to be killed
No,
by
no,
the
but-
ANC in this House. They want to come back to power by any means necessary. The Premier has done. All this is a plan of the Premier to try to speak in this House by any means necessary.
Wartella bano.
They are leaving.
Wartella. Anarchy.
The ANC succeed in anarchy. They are losing power.
Madam Speaker, these ones must be chucked out. They are speaking at will without even raising any order. We think that they must exit this gallery. Chaos, desperation. You are too desperate.
Honorable
You are too
members,
There
desperate.
is no amount of Nancy Spani that is going to liberate or save you.
EFF must
There
go.
is nothing that is going to
EFF
save you.
must go.
You are not coming
EFF
back
must go.
by any means necessary.
EFF must
You are
go.
not going to get anything.
EFF must go. EFF must go. EFF must go. EFF
You have
must
only
go.
3 months
You're
remaining.
very desperate.
You have only 3 months remaining.
You're very desperate. Cheap whiskey. Cheap whiskey. Parpale.
honorable members, honorable members, can we have order? Honorable Nel, can you sit down? Because if you are chaotic here, members of the public will be chaotic as well. I
Members
want
of the
to make a
ANC,
ruling.
members of the ANC, volunteers of the ANC, not members of the public. Ranted crowd of the ANC, not members of the public.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Honorable Makwala, can you sit down? Honorable colleagues, I'm sure security will assist us with those people at the corner there. And those that are throwing bottles, I'm warning you, we are going to leave the house. I want to come back to Rule 92 as raised by Honorable Makwala. Honorable Makwala indicates that there are people that are not known in the house. I'm sure we all know that the house is designated. And if those people are inside the red perimeter, then you have a right to raise that particular matter. But for now, the people that are in the gallery are people that have been invited. And we want to plead that all of you in the gallery, we do have the rules that guides how you must conduct yourself. And when we started, I read the rules. Please, please, I want to beg you, can you all be orderly? If there is a challenge, we'll just indicate how we're going to deal with the challenge. Can you therefore allow the Premier to continue with the speech?
Thank you so much.
Okay, Premier. Honorable Nel, Premier, can you sit down? Premier, can you sit down?
Madam Speaker, I rise on Rule 92. You just mentioned now in your ruling that people who are not authorized to come within these red bands are in contravention of the rules. There were 3 armed guards standing right here inside the perimeter. I demand that they be removed from this hall immediately before we proceed with anything else. We will not be oppressed with people coming into guns in a house of democracy. They need to leave, and I want to see them leave now.
Thank you very much. Honorable Nel, I'm sure as I look around now, there are no people. What I will do, I'm not saying they were not here, just listen. If you understand English, no. If you understand English, I'm saying I don't see people now. But what we will do, we'll investigate as to who are those people and we'll deal with that particular matter. Thank you very much. Can we allow the Premier to present the speech?
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I want to start by apologizing that I'm not wearing my jacket, not out of disrespect. This place is too hot. Apologies, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Deputy Speaker, our former premiers represented here by my role model and someone that I admire so much, Ndade Gabriel Musime Tokyo Sehwale. Former Premier David Makura, former Premier Nomvula Mukonyane, former Premier Mbazima Shilowa, former Premier Matole Mutsecha, and in absentia, our former Premier and current Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, Ntate Paul Mashatile. I want to acknowledge and appreciate members of the Executive Council, leaders of the political parties in the legislature, our Chief Whip, executive mayors and members of the mayoral committees, speakers, members of the provincial legislature, the leadership of the Noble Movement, the African National Congress, and other political parties that are here. Leadership of labor formations, representatives of various business formations, our acting provincial commissioner, Major General Mtombeni, and former provincial commissioner, Major General Mawel. Representative of structures of young people, women, people with disabilities, leadership of LGBTQI communities, ladies and gentlemen, fellow citizens of Gauteng. It is indeed my honor and privilege to deliver the 2024 State of the Province address today. This address is taking place during an intersection of seminal moments which defines the history of our province and indeed the history of our country. Almost 30 years ago, in this venue, the first State of the Province address was delivered by Ntate Gabriel Musime Tokyo Soghoale, being ordained as the first Premier of our province, PWV, at that time. At that time, we can confirm that there was no Gauteng legislature. At that time, we can confirm that there were no government departments. At that time, we can confirm that there was no Gautrain or bus repeat transit system. At that time, the Mandela Bridge was not even a figmentation of our imagination, nor was the Blue IQ multi-billion investment. At that time, there was no soccer stadium called Soccer City. At that time, it was not even a dream that our country will host the World Cup. At that time, there were no new areas like Bramfisher and many areas that are known today. I want to take this opportunity to thank Premier Tokyo Soghoale and all those premiers and members of the Executive Council of that time that have paved the way for the last 30 years until where we are. But most importantly, I want to honor the last man standing who has been part of this journey since inception and is still part of this particular house. I want to honor Honorable Member Jack Bloom for the journey that we have traveled and the guidance that we have traveled till from. Today, 30 years later, I'm proud to stand before you to report to this August House and the people of our province of all the milestones which have transfigured the face of our province. We all agree, Gauteng of 30 years ago and Gauteng of today are completely different. We must accept that we've made progress, but must also accept that we have dropped the ball. That 30 years when Premier Soghoale was tabling his State of the Province address, Johannesburg CBD was Johannesburg CBD. That 30 years, Carlton Center was indeed Carlton Center. That 30 years, all our systems and organizations were indeed in place so that we can deliver a better Gauteng. We are proud to stand here now. The next 30 years of our future, the next 30 years of our province, and the next 30 years of our country must be completely different from what we have now. We are proud that we have concluded a very important aspect of the economic repositioning of our province. The economy of our country and the economy of our province are now heading to the right direction, even though there are areas that need much improvement. Ladies and gentlemen, we can declare today that the economy of Gauteng have gone over COVID limitations and the economy is ready to pump so that it can create new opportunities for our people. Our economy is bigger than the economy of Western Cape, KZN, and Limpopo combined. Our economy, if we were a country, will be a third biggest economy after Egypt and Nigeria. So we are presiding over an important resource of our country, and it's very important, therefore, that we take responsibility in repositioning this economy. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to honor Premier David Makhura for introducing the Transformation, Modernization, and reindustrialization process of our province. I can declare today that the 5 major economic corridors of our province are now ready to pump. This is the foundation that was laid by Premier Makura, and this is the foundation that was led by the leadership of this legislature led by the African National Congress. Let me restate these economic corridors. Madam Speaker, we consciously took a decision that we are no longer going to rely on the mining industry to propel the economy of Gauteng. We took a conscious decision that each and every corridor must have its powerful economic center that can be utilized to propel the new economy of Gauteng. In doing so, we needed to maintain the economic position of Gauteng as a leader of the economic center of our country. What we did, we redefined the economy of Gauteng in the following fashion. We sat here in Johannesburg, where the mines were established. We'll disregard that aspect and create a new economy that will be based on 4 important aspects of our economy. The first one is the financial sector. Madam Speaker, we are proud that we have attracted all major financial institutions in our province. All the banks, their headquarters are in our province. All insurance companies, their headquarters in our province, reaffirming the decision that we have taken that the financial sector must be at the center of our economy in our province. Secondly, we took a conscious decision to persuade the major telecommunication companies to invest in our province. We are proud that we are hosting MTN, Vodacom, Cell C, and all major telecommunication companies here in our province in Gauteng. Thirdly, we repositioned our province to ensure that it can attract the pharmaceutical companies. All major pharmaceutical companies are based here in our province of Gauteng. Lastly, which is very important, that we identified that there is a new economy that is coming. Economy of high tech, economy of ICT, characterized by companies like Google, characterized by companies like Huawei, and all these major institutions chose one province to have their head office, and that particular province is Gauteng. It is this investment that is repositioning Johannesburg as a new economic hub as we let go the gold that was the center of our development. We then went to Ekurhuleni. We said there are 3 areas of our economy that will characterize Ekurhuleni. The first one we call the Aerotropolis, developing the economy around the airport. We are proud with these attempts. We have managed to convince AXA to invest almost 3 billion rands to build the new city inside the economy of OR Tambo. This is the new city that is part of our economic zone called OR Economic Zone. In this, for the very, very first time, we are no longer taking our mineral stones outside the country. Here at OR Tambo, there is a new beneficiation that is converting our gold to be a final product in our own province. This process alone has created close to 8,000 jobs in our province. We are further proud that we have attracted DBS and we've also attracted major companies to invest in this Aerotropolis. Madam Speaker, we further took a decision that Ekurhuleni, and I'm glad the executive mayor is here, that Ekurhuleni is going to be the manufacturing hub of our country in terms of new transport mode and also in terms of unleashing the potential of that particular region. Madam Speaker, our decision is now yielding the necessary dividends. The new PRASA trains that are traveling across the country are produced here in Ekurhuleni, in our province, and creating thousands of our jobs on the basis of the decision that we've taken to reposition Ekurhuleni. We've also taken a decision to reposition what is commonly known as the Vaal or Sedibeng. We picked up two important aspects of that economy. That when we knew that that particular economy was based on iron, that particular economy was based on tourism, that we changed this particular region to a new economic zone of our province. Madam Speaker, 2 days ago, the minister responsible for economic zone finally signed the economic zone of the Vaal, thus declaring an investment of 8 billion rands, coupled with 3 billion rands that will invest as Gauteng, so that we can create jobs in that particular area. So there are two areas that we are going to invest in Emfuleni or Sedibeng. The first one is what we call the water economy. That whatever that is going to be made in that particular region, we are going to be responsible and taking advantage of the Vaal River and the Vaal Dam. The second area, we believe, Madam Speaker, we know our enemies will not agree to this. We believe, Madam Speaker, a better tourist attraction, a better Sun City can develop and grow in the Vaal so that we can promote tourism in that particular area. We are convinced that with our investment, we'll be in a position to create these opportunities. Madam Speaker, we then repositioned the West Rand. And we said with the West Rand, there are two economies that we are going to improve there. The first one, that the West Rand remains the only area where mining will continue to happen in our province. And therefore, it's very important that we protect West Rand, and I will come later to ensure that it indeed the mining hub or the new mining hub of our province. The second area of the West Rand is what we term the new tourism point in our province, and also agriculture and all aspects that will ensure that West Rand becomes a green place, Butaleng, so that agriculture can prosper in that particular part. The last part, Madam Speaker, is Tshwane. We have repositioned Tshwane on 3 economic pointers. The first one is the motor vehicle industry. This decision has led to the establishment of the Tshwane Automotive Special Economic Zone, and we are proud, Madam Speaker, and we want to thank Ford for agreeing and sharing our vision. As I address you now, Ford South Africa has just invested 15.8 billion rands, and it's increasing the capacity of producing 200,000 new cars. And we are developing a new railway line. We are developing a new railway line between Tshwane and East London, led by the Minister of Public Enterprise, so that we can ship these cars to East London and to the global world. I want to thank BMW BMW have agreed to expand their plant by investing extra 2 billion rands so that they can create new jobs for our people in that particular area. We are indeed excited that these developments are pointing to one direction and one direction only, that the economy of Gauteng is back on its feet, and the economy of Gauteng is ready to serve our people, and the economy of Gauteng is ready to create opportunities for our people, and the economy of Gauteng is ready to ensure that the SMMEs benefit out of this process. The second area of the economy of Tshwane is what we call the public sector economy. The public sector economy means that we want all government departments to be in Tshwane. We want the African Parliament to be in Tshwane. We further want all ambassadors to reside in Tshwane as part of persuading the economy of Tshwane and proving it. In this regard, many of our young people have been employed by these institutions and thus creating opportunities for our people. So, Madam Speaker, and Tate Tokyo Sokhuale, today we are declaring that the next 30 days is not going to rely on mining. The next 30 days is going to rely on the 5 corridors that I've just outlined for the economy of Gauteng to prosper and for the economy of Gauteng to grow. To date, we have attracted 40 billion of investment in various stages of development. That came from the Presidential Investment Conference that was held in our province. So as we leave and depart this area, we are saying we are going to make Gauteng to be attractive to investors. We are going to make Gauteng to be ready to have new plans. We are going to make Gauteng to be creative and provide the necessary support to those that choose to invest in our province. But you can't do that if you can't have the best connectivity in our province. Madam Speaker, we are proud that the government that I have the honor to lead have just invested 2.7 billion in the Gauteng infrastructure development so that we can have a reliable broadband and 5G that can make companies to connect with their clients easily in our province. We want to thank MTN, I know the CEO is here, and the institutions that are partnering with us. The good thing about this GBN is that those small businesses will no longer struggle to get connectivity in our province. Those schools will no longer struggle to get connectivity. The public institutions will never struggle to get connectivity. If you don't know, the new economy is data, the new economy is Wi-Fi, and we are proud as a province that we are leading on that particular front. Madam Speaker, we can have a good economy. We can attract investors. We can have new people come into our province. If we can't fight crime, that's the end of everything that we have in our province. And Madam Speaker, I come to you to declare that the partnership that we have developed with the South African police have grown beyond our imaginations. The government that I have the honor to lead have donated 245 new cars to the SAPS so that each and every police station in our province may not run of motor vehicles to go and fight crime. We are proud that after persuading the Minister of Police after he has recruited 30,000 new policemen, that 25% of all the new policemen that have just graduated from the police academy are coming here in Gauteng so that they come and defend our communities. We are further proud, Madam Speaker. We are further proud, Madam Speaker, that when I addressed this House almost 12 months ago, there were 7,000 young people that were unemployed. There were 7,000 young people that were despondent. There were 7,000 young people that were relying on social grants. There were 7,000 young people that felt the future is doomed and that's the end of them. Madam Speaker, I'm proud to announce that this 7,000 is today in this House as law enforcement agencies. They are here to fight crime. They are here no longer relying on social grants. They are here no longer relying on handouts. They are here permanently employed to go and fight crime in our townships. They are here to ensure that our communities are safe. Madam Speaker, it is not surprising that when we started this House, the presence of these young people is intimidating other members of political parties. It's not surprising that these young people are just looking for opportunities and not for insults. These young people are going through pain and difficulties. There are other political leaders, they are calling them drunkards from Pep Store. I'm calling them heroes that will fight crime. And I'm calling them defenders of our democracy. I'm calling them the future of a safer Gauteng. And I want to urge them, don't be disturbed. Don't be disturbed by these utterances. To me, you are indeed heroes. And to me, and the people of this province, where people in our communities were not policed before, today they are policed. Where our mothers and fathers were marked on their way to taxi ranks, today that has come to an end because you are defending them. Today, where young people were raped and attacked, that is no longer taking place because we are protecting them, and we are proud of you. Madam Speaker, the fight against crime must be accelerated. The fight against crime must be non-negotiable. Madam Speaker, last year, I had the honor to go and meet with the president of our country, President Cyril Ramaphosa, and said to our president, President, we can't allow Zamazamas to hold people of Gauteng hostage. The president listened to us. As I'm speaking to you, Madam Speaker, the president deployed almost 800 soldiers. The president deployed almost 800 soldiers from November last year to January this year. We have broken the backbone of Zamazamas in Gauteng, and all the soldiers have ensured that all those particular Zamazamas are displaced down there. I'm proud that almost 840 Zamazamas have been arrested and deported, and almost 2,000 illegal miners have been removed from our region of Boksburg, Dobsonville, Kagiso, Kuzong, Krugersdorp. But I said to the President, don't remove these soldiers. Keep them here because we want to convert these soldiers to also assist us in fighting crime in our province. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to pay tribute to this outstanding policeman of our province, Lieutenant General Elias Mawela. Lieutenant General Elias Mawela led the fight against crime in our province, introducing the most successful program called Okai Molao. We tried to persuade him not to leave when his contract expired, but due to family commitment, he has left the service, and I want to declare this: General Mawela, uboza wena, and will forever acknowledge you. I want to wish the acting commissioner, Major General Mtombeni, the best of luck in his new task to defend the people of Gauteng. Madam Speaker, our women and children can't be attacked the way they are attacked in our province. We are leading with the statistics of gender-based violence. We are happy that the police have done their work and arrested a man that killed 6 women in the CBD of our town. These women were brutally murdered by this gentleman. We want to extend our sincere condolences to the families of these women, and we want to urge law enforcement agencies to leave no stone unturned to ensure that this gentleman is sent to prison. We are now increasing our support on gender-based violence. The government that I have the honor to lead has donated 31 new cars to the Sexual Offensives Unit of the South African Police Service, so that all our women must feel safe in our province, and any woman that is attacked, the police must have dedicated cars to go and defend our women and children in our province. We've concluded the process of identifying safe houses for our women and our children so that our province can be safe. I want to state this message by Gilbrand when he said, "No sunrise will find us where sunset left us. Days are never counted backwards. We'll continue to do good in our province." Madam Speaker, last year around this time, we made pronouncement about our new e-security plan. We were ridiculed. There are some members even insulted us to say this is nothing else but a pie in the sky. We said to them, you can't have Gauteng the way it is, and you don't have an A wing that is dedicated to Gauteng. I'm proud to report back that as the Gauteng provincial government, we have added 3 new helicopters to the A wing of the police, so that we can respond as quickly as possible when there is crime in our province. We are indeed proud that we are on the verge of adding another 2 helicopters. These helicopters have assisted us in dispelling 17 cash-in-transit robberies. They've also assisted the police in fighting zamazamas, and they've recovered close to 1,800 stolen cars in our province. I want to thank the new Air Wing for their dedication and commitment. We further said, and our enemies didn't believe us, when we said every inch of our province will have a camera so that there is no crime that takes place in our province, and we say we don't know. And we are proud that to date, with our partnership with Business Against Crime, Sanral, Vumakem, Tintswalo, a partner from Ekurhuleni Municipality, and many other private companies, we are now rolling out 8,400 CCTV cameras across our province so that we can protect our citizens. Those who thought we were dreaming, the message is simple. You will no sunrise will find us where sunset left us. Days are never counted backward. We are proud that we made a commitment that will unleash e-panic buttons so that our people can be safe at any time they want police to come and assist them when they are attacked. Every day, our people are mugged. Every day, our people in their own houses are attacked. Every day, our people are scared to go to shops. We have finalized the pilot project of e-panic button. Anyone that has a smartphone can go to an app store and download GPG panic button. When you press that panic button when you are under siege or under attack, we'll have close to 17,000 law enforcement agencies that will come to your rescue and assist you. I want to thank the private security companies. At no cost, they've agreed to participate in this project. And I want to thank all municipalities that are bringing their traffic corps and their law enforcement agencies so that the future of our e-panic button can ensure that every Gauteng citizen can be safe wherever they are in our province. We are indeed excited with this initiative, and the 1st of April will see the massification of the e-panic button. This is nothing else but an affirmation of this mantra, less talk, more work. In order to fight crime in our province, the motor vehicle is at the center of all these criminals. Stolen, hijacked cars are central to crimes that are committed in our province. The majority of these vehicles use fake number plates. The majority of these vehicles duplicate number plates. Fortunately, the current number plate system that we have is running out of numeric letters, and we need to introduce new number plates in our province so that we can strengthen our fight against crime in this province. The National Department of Transport has developed a draft legislation to ensure that this introduction is common across all the 9 provinces, and as soon as the Minister of Transport concurs to this legislation, Gauteng will be ready to ensure that we introduce new number plates to avoid criminals using wrong things to commit crime in our province. No sunrise will find us where sunset left us. Days are never counted backward. We work hard to ensure that Gauteng is safe. Madam Speaker, we made a commitment that we are going to improve our townships, informal settlements, and hostels. When we addressed this house, there were 6 hostels that were stinking, 6 hostels that water was flowing freely, 6 hostels that they didn't have sanitations, 6 hostels where members were washing with cold water in winter, 6 hostels that they didn't have sanitation. I'm proud to report back that in all these 6 hostels, the government that I have the honor to lead has improved all these hostels, and all these hostels are performing. We are now challenging municipalities. Municipalities, you have your own hostels. Municipalities, you have your own municipality, your own hostels that are accountable to you. From Mamelodi, Kagiso, Katoras, we are urging all these municipalities to improve these hostels. To Izinduna that are in this house here, that are my guests, your lives in the hostels will change for better. Your lives in the hostels will be treated with dignity. Your life in the hostels will be treated like human beings. Your life in the hostels will get free data, free Wi-Fi, like any other person that needs that particular services in your areas. We are proud of these interventions. Ladies and gentlemen, we are products of townships. Our townships represent who we are and where we come from. Our townships remain a special place, and our townships need to be improved. We are saddened by the state of our townships. The government that I have the honor to lead want to change these situations. We can't allow our townships to go down the way they are, and we are committing ourselves to make the following interventions. You can have so many young people that are unemployed in the townships, whereas at the same time, you have an infrastructure that is collapsing. We have taken a decision to identify 40,000 unemployed people in the township. We are going to train them to be artisans. We are going to train them to be electricians. We are going to train them to be electricians. We are going to train all people that are unemployed. We've made an agreement with TVET colleges and skills development centers so that all people that don't have skills in the township, we can train them, we can give them a stipend, and they can come and improve our township as part of our development in this area. So, ngine crash namalova selokishini. Wonke amalova asemdeni Phiri Mapetla Msawawa, wonke amalova aseKatoras, wonke amalova aseMawika, wonke amalova aseTsakwatsaduza, onke amalova aseMansiville, Kagiso, onke amalova aseGutsong, onke amalova aseKaslamakasi, Kaslamaqiniso, 1632 Tembisa Mambiza. We are saying to Amalova, we want to train you to be artisans. We want to train you to be electricians. We want to train you as plumbers. The government that I have the honor is setting aside almost 3.2 billion rands to improve our townships and ensure that Hongamalova go and work in our townships and improve our investment in our townships. We are indeed proud that almost 40,000 young people who today are relying on social grants, who today are asking their parents for money, who today are only relying on handouts from other family members, the 40,000 will get job opportunity from the government of Gauteng. We are indeed proud of these interventions. Informal settlements must come to an end. We can have so many informal settlements in our province. We've got almost 700 informal settlements in our province. This is our plan on how to deal with informal settlement. The government that I have the honor to lead has bought hectares and hectares of land in our province. We have started a process of ensuring that we tar those particular land sites, we put water, we put electricity, we also put sewer, so that the young people that need houses will be allocated sites and they can build their own houses and move out of informal land as part of our Ikachem program. We want to thank the Department of Human Settlement for this intervention. We now have 20 megawatts or mega settlements where we are diminishing and destroying informal settlement, and new houses are rising from those informal settlements so that we can be a generation that will let go of informal settlement. Madam Speaker, we are indeed saddened by the state of local authorities in our province. We are indeed saddened that some of our municipalities are on the verge of collapsing. There are some municipalities that can't even submit financial records to the Auditor General. There are some municipalities, they can't even provide water to our citizens. There are some municipalities have turned our province to be a dumping rubbish province because of refuse that is not collected. We want to declare the following. We want to declare the following. Any municipality that can collect rubbish or refuse, we as the provincial government, we are going to appoint, pick it up here in Johannesburg, where there is refuse that was not collected, we will go there and collect it and ensure that Gauteng is clean. We can't leave our province to be so dirty and unattended. We are proud that we've approached Rand Water, and Rand Water is ready. If a municipality can provide clean water, Rand Water will step in on our behalf and go and provide clean water to our communities in those areas. Madam Speaker, the government that I have the honor to lead has identified almost 120 roads that are bad roads in our province. We have identified 40 roads in Sidibeng, 40 roads in the West Rand, and 40 roads in Ekurhuleni. We want to declare to these municipalities, if you can't fix those particular roads, the Gauteng provincial government will intervene and go and improve those particular roads so that our people can live in a better environment. We are doing this to ensure that there is no area in our province that can be better, and there's no area in our province can't service our people the way they need services. We are also intervening in what we call strategic areas. We appointed a commission of inquiry to look at the illegal buildings in the CBD. When we appointed this commission of inquiry, again our enemies who don't have foresight accused us of wasting money. We are proud that in the first 3 days, something that the police could not crack to say who was responsible for setting fire that killed 77 people, in this commission of inquiry, someone came to confess that they are the one that set that fire. This demonstrates the need for us to intervene on this matter. You can't have 77 people dying and we say, but we need to intervene in Johannesburg. We need to intervene there. There is a street there called Small Street. We are now taking over that particular street. We are permanently deploying close to 450 law enforcement agencies. We are now setting up CCTV cameras in that street as we start the process to reclaim the CBD of Johannesburg and many other CBDs in our province. We are now endorsing the decision and the court decision that has been taken by Johannesburg Metropolitan and Tshwane Municipality. Any illegal building in our CBD, if no one accounts for it, we must take it over as government so that we improve our CBDs in all the areas of our province. We are also finalizing a very important aspect in dealing with all our CBDs in our province. We want to reclaim, improve, and ensure that all these particular CBDs are better off. Madam Speaker, in the last financial year, the Gauteng provincial government has demonstrated its capability to manage finances in our province. Of all the 10 government departments in our province, 6 of our departments receive clean audits from the reports of the Auditor General. This 6 is the Office of the Premier, Education, Economic Development, eGov, Finance, and COGTA. And the remaining 4 also received unqualified audit opinion, thus making all our departments to receive 100% clean audits in our province. A demonstration that the leadership of this particular province is indeed leading the province to the right direction. I said right direction, Amy Simai. Madam Speaker, we are also proud that our departments, as part of ensuring that SMMEs are paid on time, all our departments, barring 2 departments, are now paying service providers within 30 days. We are now moving to 15 days to ensure that all service providers are indeed. But listen to this. As part of improving township economy, the Gauteng provincial government in the last 3 years, yes, bought goods and services to the tune of 15 billion from township businesses and SMMEs in the township, thus improving the state of our economies in all our townships. It is not about spending as well. It's about revenue enhancement. We are proud that our revenue strategy and our new revenue unit have managed to collect 32 billion rands to bolster our revenue collection in our province. So we are proud that we are running a department and a government that is not bankrupt, and a government that is willing to make an intervention. Madam Speaker, the issue of energy in our province is a serious issue. Load shedding is affecting the performance of the economy, and it's also inconveniencing our families. Load shedding must be removed, and we must urge national government to move with speed to ensure that load shedding is eliminated completely. But unfortunately, as a provincial government, we have no role on the energy aspect. But after extensive consultation with the energy sector, we developed our own energy response crisis plan. We developed our plan to ensure that those without electricity in our province get access to electricity. In our last SOPA, we made a commitment of allocating 1.2 billion to fund our intervention in financing energy solutions in our province. Only to find that there are communities for the last 3 years, they never have access to electricity, not because of load shedding, because there was a concerted effort to destroy, damage, and steal transformers. The government that I have the honor to lead intervened and in townships that there were no transformers, in areas where transformers were stolen, we appointed City Power. We further appointed ESCOM to intervene on our behalf, and we are proud to declare that in the last 5 months, close to 37,000 households that didn't have electricity, through our intervention, today they have electricity because we've replaced those transformers. Honorable members, when we addressed you almost 12 months ago, we committed to go and hunt for any form of energy anywhere, anyhow. We committed to ensure that those independent power producers, if they are available to make that energy available, will do so. We committed that any power plant that is not working and was abandoned in our province will reignite that power plant and bring it back to the main grid. We are proud today, as I address you, hardly 5 months, we are ready from the 1st of April to release 100 megawatts of electricity back to the grid in our partnership with City Power in our province. In the next financial year, we'll increase this to 300 megawatts. Member Msimang. No sunrise. No sunrise will find us where sunset left us. Days are never counted backwards. Less talk, more work. Honorable members, there are 13 informal settlements in our province. This informal settlement, they've never had electricity ever since they were established. Municipalities after municipalities ignored these informal settlements. Starting with Alexander, we are building 14 microgrid solar plants to ignite electricity in these 14 informal settlements from the 1st of April so that these communities can also have access to electricity. We are proud, people of Tshepisong, people of Ramaphosa, people of Soul City, Honingklap, Wedela, Kokosi, Hudson South, electricity is coming to you. Lelona lebato. You deserve to have electricity. We finalized the signing of independent power producers who are going to produce 800 megawatts in Mirafom Farm in the West Rand. We have now concluded this, and we are also having other solar farms across the province. We are, Honorable Member Msimang, chasing 3,000 megawatts so that we can take Gauteng out of load shedding. We are looking for this, and with the partnership with ESCOM and the partnership with City Power, we are on course to get extra energy for the people of Gauteng. But we want to send this message to ESCOM. Let's work together, not against each other. It saddens me that last night, the people of Pimville, the electricity was switched off by ESCOM without even consulting that community or speaking to that community. It is this behavior that must be stopped, and ESCOM must ensure that they work with our communities, not against our communities. Health remains a strategic area of our interest. We have now increased the budget of health to be the highest budget in our province. This is because we want to change the health system in our province for good. We are now introducing one file, one patient, so that only people that are authorized to access our hospital can access our hospitals, and we can have their records, who they are, where they come from, so that they don't burden our health facilities. So we're migrating all our health facilities to a paperless platform, starting with Mamelodi Regional Hospital, so that each and every patient will have an electronic file, and each and every patient, we can send medication to them. They don't have to come to our medical plants, so that they can relieve the long queues in our province. But you will not improve health if the surgical backlog is so long. The surgical backlog is too much in our province. Our MEC met with medical experts. They committed themselves on what they term marathon surgeries until the backlog is eliminated. Since this program was introduced, our surgical backlog has been reduced from 37,000 to 11,000, and by the end of March, it will be eliminated completely, so that our health system is in a better place. We want to send this message to our president, President Cyril Ramaphosa. There is a document on your table. That document will ensure every South African have access to medical help, whether they've got medical aid or they don't have a medical aid. That document will ensure that there's no South African, when they run out of their medical aid, they can't be treated. That document will ensure that all South Africans, even at the accident scenes, no one is going to be left there because they don't have medical aid. We are urging the president to sign the National Health Insurance so that everyone can have access to quality health system in our province. We are ready to improve our hospitals so that we can deal with this. Listen to this. With the assistance of Workers' Investment Portfolio, we have just signed an agreement that will see the Gauteng government buying back 18 private hospitals in our province, and we will convert them to public hospitals so that we are ready for the National Health Insurance. This investment with National Workers' Fund, we believe, will go a long way to ensure that our health system is improved in our province. But we want to send this message to our nurses and doctors. Even if people don't appreciate it, during COVID, during many difficulties, you executed your responsibilities with pride. We want to take this opportunity to salute our nurses, our doctors, and all workers in all our medical facilities. You are the best. We are proud of you. We will give you all the support you need to improve the health system of our province. Siphi Sipani. Siphi Sipani. Honorable members, we know it's the economy that must create jobs. Honorable members, we know it's when you create an environment that is conducive for the economy to prosper that will create sustainable jobs. But we'll never fold our arms when our people are going through difficulties in terms of unemployment. On the 16th of June, we advertised 13,000 jobs for our people to apply for these jobs. We received close to 1.3 million applications for these 13,000 jobs. We even broke the record of TikTok. When we advertised this post, 36 million viewers went through on how to apply for a Nasi Sipani on TikTok platform and many other platforms. This is an indication that unless we intervene as government in creating jobs, we are going to fail our young people and those that are looking for jobs in our province. Today, they are all here. They are here as my guests. A year ago, they were unemployed. A year ago, they were asking for donations. A year ago, they were asking their parents to take care of their children. Today, 90,000 of them can fill FNB Stadium as employed young people who don't want handouts. Today, they are getting a salary every month thanks to this government of the African National Congress in our province. Siphi Sipani. We are proud. We are proud to declare 40,000 young people who were not successful in Nasi Sipani. The government of Gauteng that I have the honor to lead have analyzed your applications. Your problems are not lack of jobs. Your problems is that you have not concluded your skills. And that is the reason why you can't get a job. And we are proud as the Gauteng government that we have taken this decision. All those that have applied for Nasi Sipani and they were in their last year in terms of their degrees and they could not conclude their degrees, the government that I have the honor to lead will pay for their fees so that they can go and conclude their degrees and ensure that they finish and have their honor. There are those who can qualify and graduate because they've got outstanding debts with universities. Again, the government that I have the honor to lead, those that applied for Nasi Sipani and can't get their degrees and their qualifications because they owe universities, the government that I have the honor to lead will settle those debts so that we can release you and finalize and conclude your studies. We are proud. We are proud as this government. We are proud as this government that we have set aside 546 million rands to ensure that every student that is number 1, number 2, number 3, in each and every school in our township, we give them bursaries to conclude their studies and come back and work in our province in Gauteng. no sunrise will find us where sunset left us. Days are never counted backward. Let's talk more work. Honorable members, there were 32,000 young people that their contracts came to an end from a program of national government. 32,000 of these young people were added on an unemployment list. 32,000 of these young people's future came to a crashing end. We are proud. We convened these young people at Dobsonville Stadium on 11th of February. We converted their unemployment status to employment status for the next 6 months until the national government concludes on the future of these young people. Will not allow young people's future to be disrupted purely because of the challenges of government. So going forward, we are taking NASISPAN to the next level. We are partnering with all departments of higher education, the Department of Labor. We are concluding a process of identifying close to 40,000 young people that will be enrolled on a training program of national government so that these 40,000 young people can get an opportunity in their lives. We are working with TVET colleges and other training institutions for this to happen. We want to thank Diageo for providing 40,000 driver's licenses free of charge to 10,000 of our young people that didn't have driver's licenses in our province. Those that have graduated out of this program, are now part of Uber SA, Bolt SA, Take a Lot, and other institutions that have accommodated them. Ladies and gentlemen, he was a hero. He was an icon. In some instances, we are who we are because of his music. We are who we are because of his contribution. When the apartheid regime couldn't allow free political activities, he used his movies, he used his stage shows, he used his performances to spread the message against apartheid. He was indeed an icon. Mbongeni Ngema deserves special recognition in the history of our country, in the history of arts. We want to urge the family of Mbongeni Ngema to allow us to honor this giant of our entertainment industry. We want to plead with this family for us to have an annual lecture on Mbongeni Ngema, but also to rename a new hospital that we are going to build in Davidton to be named Mbongeni Ngema, including a new school that we are going to name. Mbongeni Ngema was too special. The music industry have lost a giant, and we remain hopeful that the family of Mbongeni Ngema will accept this gesture. We are also worried to see the house of our founding President Mandela in a state that it is. The house of President Mandela is in a bad state, and this is embarrassing. This is hurtful. Even though we don't want to interfere in the family affairs of Mandela, we really believe the house of our founding president can't be left unattended in that particular fashion. We have now taken a decision that we'll meet with the family so that that house can be restored to its original state and can be a house that can be utilized again as an honor to that family. When days are dark, friends are few. This provincial government stood with Bafana Bafana and backed them financially when everyone was not supporting Bafana Bafana. We were the proud host of 2 Bafana Bafana matches. We were the proud host of AFCON qualifier. When SAFA needed a sponsor to host the COSAFA tournament, when other provinces rejected Bafana Bafana, we intervened and the COSAFA tournament continued because of the investment of this government. We are indeed proud that there is a return on investment, and we want to congratulate Bafana Bafana for attaining bronze medal, and we wish them well as they start the journey for the World Cup. We also wish Banyana Banyana well as they continue to play well in our province. We are bringing back a marathon that we call City to City Marathon in Gauteng. This ultra marathon, we believe, will create opportunities for athletes. It's a marathon that will also create opportunities for those that want to deal with issues of sport in our province. This marathon was discontinued many years ago, and we want to bring it back so that it can be successful again in our province. Ladies and gentlemen, all of us here, without exception, we are directly or indirectly affected by our children or our youth that are going through difficulties of drugs in our province. Drugs have ravaged our communities. Drugs have destroyed our children. Drugs stand in front of our young people who may not see their future because of drug abuse. It is Professor Musibudi Mangena who captured this challenge when he said in the Sunday World of the 18th of February, there is no way our country will be able to deal with widespread crimes of murder, rape, assault, gender-based violence if we can't handle drugs and alcohol and ensure that they are eliminated in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can't defeat drugs, if we can't protect our young people will be history. We are proud, since we stepped in as the Gauteng provincial government, we've managed to engage 15,832 beneficiaries of drug abuse who are now willing to change and be rehabilitated so that they can start their lives afresh. We are further proud that we made Clinics Health Group has made hospitals available to assist those that are going through difficulties of drugs. Together with the police, we've arrested close to 700 people that are selling drugs in our province, and we've attended to almost 200 sites that are selling drugs in our province. We really believe the struggle against drugs must be defeated. E-tolls are a system that was introduced in our province by national government on the basis that we wanted to improve our road network. We've now reached a stage where we all accept that the people of Gauteng have rejected e-tolls. When I addressed this house, I declared that e-tolls are history. We had a meeting with all affected parties. We held a meeting with the Minister of Finance. We also held a meeting with the Minister of Transport. All of us now have reached an agreement that by the 31st of March this year, the formal process to switch off and de-link e-tolls will begin, and e-tolls will be history in our province. The Minister of Finance will elaborate on this subject. Madam Speaker, we want to be part of a generation that will end poverty. Madam Speaker, we want to be part of a generation that will end HIV. Madam Speaker, we want to be part of a generation that will destroy shackles of poverty. We want to be part of a generation that will ensure hospitals are hospitals, schools are schools. We want to be part of a generation that will build speed trains and expand Gautrain in all our province. We want to be part of a generation that will build superhighways and new bridges in our province. We want to be part of a generation that will ensure that crime is eliminated and our people are employed. We want to be part of a generation that will ensure that informal settlements are history and our townships are a better place. We commit ourselves to be part of this generation, and we commit ourselves to build this generation. And we know for us to achieve these goals, there are some people that will insult us. There are some people that will ridicule us. This poem captures the essence of our response to these doomsayers. It says, love them anyway. Great ideas are blocked by jealous people. Love them anyway. Honesty and kindness may make you vulnerable. Love them anyway. If you are generous and selfless, people will suspect you of ulterior motives. Love them anyway. If you are prosperous and successful, you will win false friends and make true enemies. Love them anyway. People are often greedy and self-centered. Love them anyway. People forget the good you do. Love them anyway. People forget what they should remember and remember what they should forget. Love them anyway. Love them anyway. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honourable members, order please. Order please. I will request the Premier to hand over the address to the table for placing on the order paper in terms of Rule 16. Thank you very much, Premier.